Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Motivational Mondays with Donna. I hope everybody had a fantastic week. And now, this week, we're going to talk about integrity. Now, integrity is the quality of being honest and having some strong moral principles. Principles meaning there's certain things that you just know you shouldn't do. For example, and I'm sure at one time or another, all of us have done them. We've been desperate to be able to get a job, and so we fibbed and lied a little on the application stating that there's things that we've done, know how to do, and we don't. It could also be that you were looking to be able to get a credit card. Maybe possibly something in your home, maybe a microwave or a stove or something broke down and you just didn't have the cash to be able to do it. And so you applied online and said that you were making a little bit more than you actually are, just so that you could be able to get an approval. And then there's some others that are a little bit more drastic. For example, having someone, decide to do your license for you when you really know that you don't know how to drive, but just putting something together. Or what a lot of people might do, especially if they're in the transportation field, might decide that they want to have someone else's urine that they're using when they need to do their drug testing. There's so many different things that could have taken place, but you really need to have some integrity. You really need to have that honesty about yourself. Now, of course, the person with the greatest integrity was Jesus when he was here on earth. There's no one better that we could be able to model ourselves from. But there actually was someone in the Bible, Daniel, who I'm sure you guys have heard the story, Daniel in the lion's den, that had tremendous integrity. He was in the palace with King Belshazzar, and the king had a very disturbing dream and needed to be able to have somebody interpret it. And so they brought all of the mediums to come to the king and try to interpret this dream for the king. And no one could do it. However, they did realize that there was Daniel and that Daniel was able to interpret dreams. So they brought Daniel in, and Daniel was able to interpret the dream. And he let the king know point blank that, God is not pleased with the way you're running the kingdom, the way that you don't acknowledge him, no honoring, no nothing. And the king refused to change. He was set in his ways, and God meant nothing to him. Well, unfortunately, that night, the king lost his life. And there was a Median, Darius, that actually took over. And Darius was appointed the new king. Now, Darius loved Daniel. And once Daniel had interpreted the dream, he put him in a robe of purple and gave him all this gold to go around his neck, and everything was perfect. However, the other people were not happy with Daniel. They didn't like him at all, and they didn't like the fact that the king really liked him. And so they convinced the king to make a decree that no one could pray to anyone other than the king and the king's gods. Well, Daniel had immense integrity. And so Daniel continued to get on his knees and pray to his God every single day. And when they caught him in the act of that, they let King Darius know. And King Darius was grieving because he knew he was going to have to punish him. And so he told them to put him in the den with the lions. Now, lions, we know how they are. They can tear you to shreds quickly. But because of his integrity and his faithfulness to God, God actually closed the mouth of the lions and they never touched Daniel that night. Now the king woke up early in the morning because he was so upset and wanted to go and see if Daniel's God would actually save him. And when he got there and he called out to him, Daniel answered him and told him that my God closed the mouth of the lions, and so I'm here and I'm fine. At that point, King Darius had Daniel taken from out of the den of lions and had all of the people that forced this event to happen put in there, and the lions tore them to shreds. And King Darius appointed Daniel to even higher ranks. So it's very important to realize that even though you may go through some strife and some troubles, God is there with you through all of it. And God was there for Daniel, and God will be there for you as well. You just have to keep that integrity and that honesty and know that I'm just not going to falter from doing what I know is right. The right thing will always come out on top. Now, we've also been talking about gratitude, ending our sessions. And there was a 13th century poet named Rumi who actually talked and had a quote on gratitude. And he said that we should wear gratitude like a cloak. Now, a cloak is an loose outer garment that you wear. But we should wear gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life. Very powerful statement. That's why you always have to have gratitude. Have an awesome week, guys. Talk to you next Monday.